This message, chosen one, did not come to you accidentally. This is heavenly alignment. God led you here because you are at a crossroads in the spirit world, a shift that awakens ancient power, increases angelic activity, and sends vibrations through your bloodline. You've been experiencing pressure, dreams, and attacks. However, it is not only your life that is being disturbed. It's bliss to rearrange the battlefield. And this is the last message before the flip. For decades, your forefathers have prayed, whispering your name, and now their faith has collided with your obedience. Every delay was a heavenly preparation. Every betrayal served as a divine redirection. You aren't late. You are right on God's prophetic clock, and the time has come. The heavens have kept a watchful eye on you, and the silence you've endured has never been empty. It was sacrosanct. The opponent attempted to distract you with turmoil, but your spirit remained steady, and the reward is now being released. You are entering not only a blessing, but also the fulfillment of prophecy. Let us split this down into 7 magnificent downloads. Each one represents a layer of revelation, a key to the next level. Before we begin these 7 holy downloads, please like, share, and subscribe, because this message is not just for everyone. It is a divine affirmation intended particularly for the chosen ones. If you experience this energy in your spirit, please put 77 in the comments section. This number is not an accident. It is a sacred sign to the highest and the cosmos that you are aligned, awake, and ready to claim what is already yours. Not everyone will get through. Only the genuinely chosen will remain. Those who persevere will acquire insight, develop their awareness, and discover the secret gifts inherent in each word. This message is not intended to be heard once and then forgotten. It's a living reality that unfolds layer by layer. Watch it again and again whenever your soul calls, for each time a fresh divine key is revealed to you. Now let us begin. L. Chapter 1. You were brought here to break a curse, not to continue it. The fight did not begin with you, but make no mistake, it can end with you if you stand now and truly embrace the destiny that was divinely designed for your life. For generations, your bloodline has been imprisoned in cycles. Poverty cycles that snuffed out hopes before they could fly. Addictions tore families apart and caused invisible traumas. Spiritual blindness caused your ancestors to wander around bewildered and confused. And betrayal so profound that they shattered the very foundation of trust, love, and hope. The weight you bear, the load of your past, is not your responsibility. It is not indicative of humiliation or failure. It is a legacy, a spiritual stronghold built by the enemy, designed to keep your family stuck in the grief and misery of yesterday. But you are not here to survive that legacy or simply bear its anguish. You've come to break the chain, to break the curse that's kept your bloodline captive for far too long. You arrived differently. You arrived woke, discerning, with a fire in your spirit that would not be quenched by old scars or inherited hardships. Your presence alone disrupts the cycle. You are the radical disruption, refusing to accept brokenness or failure. Examine the history contained in Scripture and see yourself in the stories of individuals who dared to climb. Your hands are called to restore and reconstruct what has been shattered in your family's history, just as Nehemiah rebuilt Jerusalem's damaged walls when others had lost hope. Where others saw ruins, you see a foundation ready to be strengthened. You are called to destroy the fortresses of deception, lies, and curses that have held your bloodline captive, just as Gideon did when his people were terrified. You are the breaker of altars and the restorer of truth. Yes, the risk is real. The enemy is keeping an eye on you, hoping that the curse will be passed on through your family. Hell trembles at the prospect of your victory since it implies their defeat. Every delay, every betrayal, every moment spent waiting. These conflicts were fought in the invisible spiritual realm to prepare you for this moment. But here's the unshakable reality. Heaven has already identified you as the curse breaker. Your path was predetermined even before the earth's foundations were laid. The force that once crushed darkness and raised warriors flows through your veins. You are not a victim of the past. You are the fulfillment of the prophecy. Your obedience, faith, and courage are all weapons in the spiritual battle. With them, you will demolish the past and usher in a new period of generational blessing, healing, and freedom. This is not only your fight, it's your inheritance, so stand firm. Oh, stand. Hold fast to this call. On the other side of this conflict, you will find the breakthrough you seek, the calm you crave, and the victory your spirit desires. Your rise is more than just personal. It is prophetic. You were sent here to end the curse, not to perpetuate it. Chapter 2. The world of darkness has marked you, but it is too late. You did not choose this conflict. It chose you. From the time you reached this realm, the adversary detected a light within you that could not be ignored or destroyed. That is why, from the start, you were subjected to unrelenting attacks, sabotage aimed at derailing your mission, isolation to make you feel alone and abandoned, and emotional warfare to crush your spirit and mute your voice. The spirit realm became aware of your existence, and the powers of darkness set their sights on you, aiming to extinguish your light before it could burn completely. But, like Daniel in Babylon, who held steadfast and refused to worship the gods of a hostile empire, you have refused to succumb. Despite the strain, pain, and betrayals, your spirit has stayed unwavering. You maintained your faith even when the night appeared darkest. Your resilience has been a subtle rebellion against everything designed to keep you bound. The spirit world recognizes your name. The murmurs you hear, the subtle opposition, and the hidden conflicts are not arbitrary acts of anarchy. They are direct responses to the threat that your awakening represents to the forces of darkness. They are concerned about what will happen if you completely awaken and claim the power that has always been yours. The danger to them is not that you will fail. It's much worse. It is that you will discover who you truly are, and that you will embrace your identity as a child of the Most High, endowed with divine authority and purpose. The enemy's greatest dread is your success. The moment you step into the fullness of your calling, untouchable and unstoppable. But here's the unshakable reality. It is too late to stop you. The fog of confusion and blindness that previously obscured your vision is lifting. The bonds of doubt, fear, and deception that had kept you hostage are falling apart. The chosen blood rushing through your veins is reawakening, pulsing with strength that has lain dormant for too long. This awakening is no longer a whisper. There is a blazing fire inside you. Your spiritual sensibilities are sharpening. Your dreams become clearer, your visions more vivid, and divine confirmations continue to come. Every sign speaks to a single obvious fact. You are being readied for a major breakthrough that will shake not just your reality, but also the unseen realms. You're no longer traveling aimlessly through life. You are stepping into the totality of who you were meant to be. The world of darkness may have marked you for combat, but it has significantly overestimated your power, resilience, and authority. Stand tall, chosen one. The enemy's time is up. Your moment to rise, reign, and realize your destiny has arrived. Chapter 3. The angels assigned to you are currently active. You have not walked this route alone, even when it appeared that quiet surrounded you, or that no support was nearby. What appears to be calm or nothingness in the physical sphere is in fact violent and intense spiritual combat. Similarly, the prophet Elisha received divine revelation that he was surrounded by thousands of angelic troops, more for than against him. Know that there are numerous celestial creatures battling on your behalf in wars you can't see or understand. Your angels aren't just decorative statues or passive guards. They are fierce and disciplined warriors. They are uniquely allotted to your life, purpose, and divine calling. These angels are precisely aligned with the task God has set on your heart, and they are ready to move the moment you commit to full obedience. Their power is awakened not by accident, but by your faith, courage, and readiness to follow the path God has chosen for you. Every step you take toward your divine identity, every decision you make to say yes to God's calling, elicits a supernatural response from heaven. When you choose obedience over fear, when you go forward in faith rather than retreating into doubt, you summon the forces of heaven to work on your behalf. Your obedience serves as a catalyst for strong angelic assignments that were ready to carry you through any challenge and propel you toward your destiny. Understand this: the risk is never in your call. Your calling in life is a treasured gift and divine obligation. It is your birthright, the reason for which you were formed. The risk is in hesitancy, delay, and disobedience. When you hesitate or hold back out of fear or uncertainty, you create an opportunity for the enemy to exploit. Delay in obeying during this season is not acceptable. It's risky. Every second spent questioning or opposing your divine mission provides the enemy an advantage in this spiritual battle. Your angels are already battling for you. They are fighting wars in the unseen regions, with celestial weaponry and techniques that are beyond human comprehension. Their allegiance to you is unwavering. Their objective is clear: see you victorious, protected, and exalted. Remember, they work in tandem with your faith and actions. They are waiting for your signal, your desire to claim your authority, to walk courageously forward, and to embrace the destiny God has planned for you. Rise up, chosen one. Don't wait any longer. Confidently and courageously embrace your divine identity. Know that you are not alone with every step you take in obedience. Heaven's armies march with you, providing you with supernatural protection and strength. Your faith is the battleground on which victory is achieved, and your obedience ignites the fire of heaven's power in your life. This is your moment. The angels assigned to you are currently active. They are on watch, ready to fight for you, clear the way, and usher in breakthroughs and miracles. The time to act boldly is now, because you are safe, selected, and unstoppable. Chapter 4. The dream realm has been speaking, but you're only now listening. Your recent dreams have not been random or pointless. They are far more than just the brain's way of absorbing the day's happenings. What you may have rejected as transient impressions or perplexing stories are in fact spiritual lessons, warnings, and confirmations issued directly from the celestial realm. Those vivid dreams that troubled you or woke you up in the middle of the night were not typical nightmares. There were battles fought in other dimensions. Spiritual warfare was taking place while your physical body was resting. God has been teaching your spirit in the dream realm while you were sleeping. You have traveled through time, touched past and future events, met ancestors, and received divine downloads designed to prepare you for what lies ahead. These dreams are sacred interactions, providing direct access to God's heart and divine strategy. They are gifts containing keys that will allow you to progress to the next level. Messages encoded in symbols, colors, voices, and encounters that only your spirit can fully comprehend. However, the enemy understands the power of these dreams and has worked hard to confuse your dream language. They seek to pervert the signals, fill your nights with worry, uncertainty, and diversion, and cause you to question the meaning of what you see. This spiritual fog is intended to keep you sleeping, both physically and spiritually, while your destiny waits to be realized. That is why it is important to stop dismissing or disregarding these dreams when we wake up. It's time to start recording them. Write down every detail, including the slightest symbols, sensations, or words that come to mind, because God has been communicating to you when your spirit is most surrendered, vulnerable, and open. When your barriers were down, the line between the natural and supernatural was blurred, and divine truth rushed in. Your dreams are not random. They serve as a blueprint for your spiritual journey. A spiritual roadmap issued in the quietest hours to help you navigate the mayhem of the day. They contain cautions to keep you safe, affirmations to keep you on track, and divine instructions to prepare your heart and mind for the fights and blessings that lie ahead. Learn to listen intently and discern carefully. Ask God to help you understand the language of your dreams. Seek for the significance behind the symbols, voices, and persons you encounter in these visions. These aren't just images or stories. They are heavenly appointments with destiny, spiritual codes that must be decoded by your faith. The dream realm is preparing you to meet your issues fully awake and conscious. The spiritual teaching you receive when sleeping is purposeful and effective. It is shaping, strengthening, and preparing you to ascend with renewed strength, clarity, and authority. So, honor your dreams. Consider these divine messages from God Himself. Protect the revelations contained within them, since the dream realm has been communicating to you all along. And now you're ready to listen and live in the totality of what has been presented. Chapter 5. The ancestral realm is honoring your stand. Prayers were whispered in hushed chambers. The faith withstood unimaginable storms. Silent tears shed in periods of great suffering and sacrifice. They have all ascended to the throne of heaven. Your grandmother's sacrifices, which remained unflinching even when hope appeared far. Your great-grandfather's fortitude, which allowed him to bear things silently. The perseverance of every ancestor who lived, battled, and believed long before you. They've not been forgotten. Their lives, prayers, and hardships have laid a spiritual foundation under your feet. You now have a solid basis on which to stand. Now, since you choose truth over trend, obedience over comfort, and purpose over popularity, and you refuse to accept anything less than what God has called you to, you are the fulfillment of their hopes and the answer to their prayers. The spirit realm is filled with joy on your behalf. Your ancestors rejoice because their faith has been realized as a result of your decisions. Their struggles are validated, and their legacy is restored. They see you standing where they couldn't, breaking the bonds that they could only tolerate. They pass the baton with faith, hoping that one day someone would emerge, someone strong, brave, and faithful enough to complete the race. And that person is you. Those who came before you may not have completely shattered the curses, but they carried the flame that now burns brightly in you. Every act of obedience you perform turns the flame of their prayers into a roaring fire of victory. Hebrews 12:1 tells us that we are surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses. This huge cloud represents your spiritual ancestry. Those who came before us, who believed, fought, prayed, and lived in faith despite adversity. They are on the sidelines of your life, cheering you on, raising their hands in applause, and adding their power and faith to your cause. Their voices rise in unison, affirming your journey, encouraging your perseverance, and applauding each step toward success. Their excitement is palpable because you are not simply climbing for yourself. You're redeeming your entire bloodline. Your successes break down generational barriers, heal long-standing scars, and pave the way for those who will follow you. Your obedience transforms into a river that washes away curses and grief, filling your lineage with blessing and hope. This moment is more than just a personal breakthrough. It is a spiritual festival that reverberates throughout the sky. Your ancestors are overjoyed that you are finishing what they started and carrying on their dreams with power and integrity. They see the promise realized in your life, a heavenly promise passed down through centuries of faith. Because of you, your family's future is no longer limited by the past. You are a living testament of perseverance, faith, and restoration. The ancestral world isn't silent. They are actively applauding your stand, holding you up as a bright example of God's faithfulness across generations. Rise with strength, confidence, and courage. You are carrying on a legacy that is greater than you could have dreamed. Your current stance acknowledges the prayers, struggles, and sacrifices of those who came before. Know that you carry their power and victory, and the sky will celebrate with you. Chapter 6. What you lost was an opportunity for magical exchange. Everything you've lost, relationships that ended unexpectedly, peace that went away, finances that vanished, and time you wish you could restore. It was never without purpose. Each loss, each painful separation, every moment of solitude, and every season of waiting were all part of a divine plan for your growth and change. You were being emptied, stripped of everything that weighted you down, limited your potential, and kept your spirit from truly embracing your destiny, so that you could be filled with a new type of supernatural power. This emptying was neither punishment nor abandonment. It was a preparation. Just as the potter breaks the clay to reshape it, God has been meticulously removing what no longer suits your higher calling. The losses you endured with a necessary clearing of space in your life to receive far bigger gifts. You can imagine. Blessings that will overflow your previous limitations. Like Job, who lost everything yet never lost faith. Your repair will include a miraculous multiplier. What was taken from you will not only be returned in equal proportion, but also doubled. Your recovery will be bigger than your setback. Like David, who suffered giants, exile, and despair before being anointed to restore his inheritance, you will reclaim everything you have lost and more. God's promise is more than just restoration. It entails elevation, promotion, and overflow. But here's the key caution. The risk comes from turning back. The enemy wants nothing more than to entice you back into old wounds, broken cycles, poisonous relationships, and damaging mindsets. The Egypts of your life that previously kept you captive. These are recognizable locations where pain and constraint thrived. Places you used to know but no longer belong. The enemy's strategy is to keep you trapped in nostalgia or dread, preventing you from moving ahead into your promised land. Don't be fooled. Now is the time for you to entirely break free. The wilderness seasons you've experienced were not your goal. They were a training ground, a place to develop perseverance and trust. You are now entering your promised land, a season of breakthrough, abundance, favor, and divine destiny. Your divine exchange is too strong, valuable, and sacred to miss by returning to what previously broke you. The terrain ahead demands your courage, trust, and obedience. The opponent will attempt to entice you with the comfort of the familiar. However, choosing comfort over destiny is a trap. What you lost was not a loss. It was a heavenly setup, a necessary clearing created by God to remove impediments and prepare your heart for the gifts that lay ahead. Your anguish, sacrifice, and tears served as fertile soil for your divine harvest. So be solid and unwavering in this pledge. Your restoration will come with power, dignity, and glory. You will receive a twofold reward for your efforts. Reclaim what was lost and go courageously into the abundant life that God has planned for you. Do not look back. Do not return to Egypt. It is time to move onward. Chapter 7. This final communication marks heaven's final push before promotion. This message is more than just motivation. It is a precise spiritual method, a supernatural summons, recorded in heaven's scrolls and delivered directly to your heart. Understand what you are reading right now. The horn has already sounded in your domain. A clarion call has resounded throughout the spirit realm, indicating that your time of waiting is ended. You've been warned, awakened, and anointed for the following stage. The time for hesitation is over. You must now move. The greatest risk you confront is not the conflict itself. It is disobedience. It is the risk of letting fear, doubt, or complacency hold you back. The enemy's tactic is to keep you paralyzed, caught in a cycle of waiting and second-guessing. However, waiting too long will cost you everything. The opportunity, breakthrough, and divine favor have been reserved specifically for you. Heaven has perfect timing, but it requires your response. You, like Esther, were born at this particular time. God's sovereign hand placed you on earth, in your family, and in your circumstances, to impact this historical moment. You have a mandate, a destiny that no one else can fulfill. But hear this. If you remain silent, cling to safety, and refuse to leave, rescue will still arrive. But it'll come from somewhere else. You will miss the completeness of what was distinctively yours. The blessing that no one else can have. This is your divine moment. Heaven's final push for your elevation. The spiritual realm is evolving. Angels are being deployed. Doors are opening, and only those with guts will walk through. The air surrounding you is filled with anticipation, waiting for your obedience to unleash the next wave of blessings and breakthroughs. Your soul already knows this fact deep down. It stirs you, whispering and screaming out for action, daring, and faith that can move mountains. The doubt, fear, and diversions must be removed since you have been called to a higher degree of spiritual battle and power. Move, speak, and activate. These are not just words. They are commandments from on high. When you obey, you activate celestial alignment, unlock hidden doors, and release previously sealed blessings. The power you wield is not accidental. It is by design. The road has been long and difficult. However, this season signals a shift. The battlefield is rearranged. The war is progressing in your favor. This is your opportunity to rise as the chosen one, the person who not only endures, but also overcomes, who does not simply wait, but moves forth with divine authority. Heaven is watching. The spirit realm is waiting. And your moment of promotion has arrived. Do not shrink back. Do not delay any longer. Take strong steps to assert your authority. Speak the words that will change your destiny. Activate the promises already made over your life.